All right, so now that we have Bruno in, moving on to his next quest, which I've titled Gaining Some Confidence. So, the goal of this is to help Bruno face his fears about being misunderstood. And for this one, it's going to be the kind of overview for this is as someone who's lived in the shadows due to his unique gift, Bruno's quest in Dreamlight Valley would likely involve overcoming his fears about being misunderstood and gaining some more confidence. In this quest, Bruno's visions show him the movements of where others in the valley might need his help, but he's too scared to get involved, and so you kind of help give him the courage and confidence to go talk to some of the other villagers. So the first step of this would be going and talking to Bruno. He's not here, so Bruno's going to play the part of, hello, Ariel. You're close. You can be Bruno.
I'm so happy Eric's
Okay.
here.
Um.
Hi.
So talking to Bruno, and Bruno's going to expresses a vision of a person in the valley who feels isolated, much like he once did. For this individual, it could be a couple different people, like just a lot of people who have friends. There's a lot of people who sad miss others. First option was someone like Stitch who misses Lilo. But so I ended up thinking that someone like Scar or a villain would be better just because they're on the outskirts. It's been better for like as they become more better friends, like Scar's on Buzz's like security team or whatever that was for those quests. But I think someone like Scar would be more fun, and so we're gonna go talk to Scar. However, for this, Scar's
Goodbye.
going to have to be level 10 because otherwise he's not gonna trust you enough to admit his feelings about being lonely. So I'll go talk to Scar. All right.
Perhaps you just weren't
So
meant
we'll
to.
go and talk to Scar, speak to him about the struggles. Maybe we'll get him to complain a little bit about Vanellope and Stitch always trying to trap him for no reason. Just play off some of like Remy's daily quests or the Scar trap and stuff like that. All the pranks they've been playing on. He'll finally admit to being lonely or disconnected. And so now that we have that information, we get to go. We're gonna go talk to Bruno again.
Now,
And Bruno, you're gonna be Mirabelle. You're gonna play part of your Bruno now. Just because I'm not going to go run and find Ariel or someone else every time I want to talk. We'd return to Bruno, and he'd reluctant at first, but he'd begin to realize that helping others may bring him closer to being part of the community, because no one would have known that Scar was feeling disconnected or lonely without his clairvoyance. And so we'd kind of help him overcome his fears by having a heart-to-heart conversation between him and Scar, set up a meeting for them. And it showed Bruno the value of reaching out and offering support. And the quest would culminate in Bruno becoming more confident in the valley, and he'd finally feel ready to share some of his visions with others. Which is exciting, especially because later on I want to help him unlock a fortune teller's shop, and he needs confidence to do that. Okay, and now we get to move on to Bruno's visionary venture. And so the goal of this is to help Bruno open a fortune telling shop and gain the confidence to use his gift to help others. So the quest overview for this is Bruno has always been hesitant to embrace his role as a visionary. He has great powers, but his past experiences of being misunderstood and isolated have left him unsure of how to use them for good. However, with the support of his niece Mirabelle, Bruno begins to consider using his clairvoyant abilities to help others in Dreamlight Valley. His dream is to open a fortune telling shop where he can share his visions and offer guidance, but he struggles with the fear of being misunderstood. This quest will help him gain the confidence to pursue his vision and take the first step in offering his gift to Dreamlight Valley. So now we're going to open a Dreamlight shop that will help him build that and help him gain his first step in offering his gift to the valley. So this quest is going to be a pretty long one, and going to kind of talk about what the fortune telling shop will do once we build it. But this would probably be, like level 7 quests around there is when some of those open up. I do have more quests because I haven't even introduced like the Forgotten storyline and stuff of that, so it might be like level 5 or lower, especially with like the different upgrade levels of the fortune telling. But kind of just the things I went with. So, step one, we'd go talk to Bruno about his dream of opening a fortune-telling shop. And talk to him. He'd confided us that he's always wanted to open a fortune-telling shop to share his gift with others, but he's afraid that people might still see him as an omen or someone to fear. And he talks about how his past often keeps visions of himself because he's scared of how people will react. So, we're going to head to Bruno's house and talk with him. And the reason for that is we could do like the fortune telling space, as like a stall in one of the valleys, and like that would definitely work. But I kind of like the idea of having like the fortune telling stall in like a stationary place in the Forgotten Lands. Is so kind of inside his home, because there's like it could be right inside like the cave entrance as you go up to his home, But head to Bruno's house, speak with him. He mentioned that he has got a special place in his home that he could turn into a fortune-telling room. But, of course, he's a little hesitant to get started, and he needs a little encouragement from someone he trusts. And then, so in the quest dialogue, Bruno, I've always had these visions, but what if they're not what people need? What if they're too much? I want to help, but I don't know if I can do it. And then after speaking with Bruno, we suggest that maybe we'll starting small could help him get over his fears, and he's still nervous about that. So he decides to once again ask for Mirabelle's guidance, hoping she might help him feel a little bit more confident. So the next step would be go find Mirabelle, because Mirabelle's deeply supportive of Bruno. She helped him a lot in saving Casita and Encanto, and believes in his abilities. So she encourages him to embrace his vision, but she knows that Bruno will need to take the small steps to gain confidence to fully step in his role. Mirabelle suggests that Bruno could start by offering free readings to people in the valley as kind of a way to test the water, see how things go. And then Mirabelle is going to ask me to gather some supplies for her to help Bruno set up a small space. And so we need to collect items like glowing crystals, fortune tellers cards, and candles, and to help create a mystical atmosphere for the readings. So that's we're gonna go. So 10 crystals, which you can get in the Vitali's mines. You can go mine for them. Not gonna go mine them. And then for the fortune teller cards, I was thinking that they could be crafted with something along the lines of 5 fabric, a red flower. I went with falling pestinimons, and then black just for red and black cards. Could be any different colors. Kind of went with red and black like standard cards along with fabric. And then for the candles, I thought it would be interesting to have you go buy them from Scrooge's store, as there are multiple different types of candles in the store, and I didn't really have wax or anything that I thought would work well with that, so went with that, and it's also just something different. And so once we have everything, we'd head back to to Bruno's cave, and we'd help set up the fortune-telling space. You could gather some items. You might want like a table in addition to that. Curtains, candles, tarot cards like Mirabelle or Bruno could give them to us, and we could decorate them with like some of the decorating things inside the house. And then so once we decorate that, we talk to Bruno or Mirabelle again, and Bruno's ecstatic about how it looks, but he's still nervous that no one's going to show up at all, or so they didn't want to hear his visions. So we just reassure Bruno that we're taking baby steps. We're still moving forward, and that we're still going to try by offering the free readings. And we decide to go ask some of the villagers if they'd like a free reading. So that's the next task. We'd go talk to a couple different villagers. There are quite a few options. Like honestly, almost anyone is an option. I think like some base default for this, I'm gonna go Mickey, Goofy, and Scrooge. As they each want their reason for wanting guidance. Let's find one of them. Okay, so Scrooge is the first one I found. So we talked to Scrooge, asked him if he'd be interested in like a fortune telling to see if the future holds something like new business opportunities. And Scrooge is gonna, always into money, loves that idea. Um, Goofy, he could want advice on a personal matter, maybe where's the best fishing spots, and then Mickey could be curious about a big decision he's been trying to make. Um, there's a lot of different options for fortune telling, but everyone's very excited about knowing what the future holds. You've got some big ideas coming up, and so after we talked to all the villagers, hear their reply, we did take that back to Bruno and kind of report back on how they reacted to knowing about the fortune telling idea. This is going to remove a lot of his anxiousness and help his ability to help him focus. And so then after the trial readings, Bruno still feels a little uncertain, but Mirabelle reminds him that everyone's reactions were positive and he's already made a difference by offering his guidance. She's going to encourage Bruno to start taking on regular clients, telling him that his visions have potential to help many people in Dreamlight Valley. Bruno finally finds the courage to offer his first paid reading to a resident of the valley, someone who really needs guidance. And that could someone like Donald. Donald needs so much guidance, it's not even funny. Or honestly, maybe it's the guidance about helping us find those lost aliens for Buzz and Woody. There's a lot, or Beast is also low on confidence. There's a lot of different people too. So now for the next part of this quest is we're going to actually help Bruno officially open his fortune-telling shop and gain the confidence to run it. So with Mirabelle's support, he opens a small fortune-telling shop in Dreamlight Valley and offers readings and insights to anyone in need. His confidence grows as he realizes that helping people is, in this way, a true calling for him. So Bruno set up a sign outside his house marking the official opening of his fortune-telling shop, and he invites you to the grand opening where he'll offer his first official reading to a group and villagers. This event is a huge step for Bruno in uncovering his fears and fully embracing his ability to help others. And then, so at the final quest dialogue before we complete it is, thank you all for your support. I never thought I'd be able to do this, but here I am, ready to share my gift. Let's see what the future holds. And access to Bruno's fortune-telling services. And so now, I wanted to take a minute and talk about an idea for what the fortune-telling shop should do. And honestly, I think it should be able to be upgraded with coins and cash, similar to Scrooge's shop and stuff. But I think it should almost add extra levels towards your buddy's level, skills level. So for example, say Mirabelle, for me, she is she's a time bender. She's a level 10 time bender. I think if we got Bruno's fortune teller, she would be counted as a level 12 time bender. So 2 more levels, and then you could upgrade it, level 3, 5, 7, and then final upgrade maybe 10. So you get an extra skill person for an extra 10 levels for whichever skill or person you have equipped. So it wouldn't just be for time bending, it's whoever you have equipped. Maybe it's time limit, so it's only for an hour, 15 minutes or something. But I think having that would be really nice, having that option to just double that, because not with everybody maxing out time bending or gardening or mining for money. It'd be nice to have those extra couple points in digging without having to make another person a digger. Just another thing without the manuals. It wouldn't negate the uses of the manuals at all, because that wouldn't permanently change, and it'd only be a 10 level max. So at most, it's a 1 character increase, and that would be after the final upgrade. But I just thought that would be an interesting plot for Bruno to do about that, and do kind of a unique thing, especially because it'd be a daily thing people could go toward him for kind of a unique upgrade.